I have a bachelor's, master's, and PhD, plus 4 years of experience, and I just want an entry-level role that pays $20,000 a year.
We are cooked. We are absolutely cooked.
I was on a local job board the other day, and you could just see, I went to the tech section, and it just said layoff 10 days ago, layoff 20 days ago.
Recent computer science graduates are completely unable to find work.
You know something's wrong with the job market when the most no-name company is coming out with an extensive interview process.
The CS job market is a nightmare, and TikTok is furious. From endless rejections to ghost job postings, we're breaking down the rants you need to hear. Let's start with the first rant.
For those of you that are not in the computer science field or are not up to date on what's going on in the job market, let me just inform you really quick about what's going on. Recent computer science graduates are completely unable to find work as of 2024. You can look up CS job market 2024 and you will see hundreds of videos of people rushing to find jobs at markets and meets, computer science majors, all with degrees, unable to find work. Most of the jobs that are unable to get work right now, at one point were promised and poised to be the highest paying computer science jobs, such as senior programmers or certain type of software developers, application developers, and individuals who know specific kinds of programming languages. Recently, NVIDIA's CEO came out and directly said, English will be the main programming language in the future of AI. That is huge. That is huge. Anybody who has learned a programming language within the next 5 years is going to be completely obsolete. So everybody who has a degree in any type of relation or certificate showing that they can program in this specific language will be completely useless. Now, about 10 to 15 years ago, that was the job to get in. Everyone was saying that that's the highest paid job, and they were. The highest paid job was programming. Speaking on behalf of when I got my degree and the way I went and got my computer science degree and have been steadily employed for the last 9 years, I saw that oversaturated market back in 2015. It's sort of basic economics. When you have an extremely high paying job and the entry is about mid-tier, you got to really put in the work, but you'll be able to accomplish it and you can make easy 6 figures. The market will find a way to correct itself. Think about Jurassic Park. That's a really strange, weird example. But remember that one guy that was unbelievably rich and he was just this programmer? That job probably does not exist anymore. And recently, not computer science related, but is directly supporting this claim of the economics of correcting the market. Real estate agents. Everybody wanted to be a real estate agent. VRBO, Airbnb. People were flooding this oversaturated market to make money. And then now you see tens of thousands of individuals that have now entered the real estate market that are now backing out because those jobs are not available anymore. So if you want to make it in computer science, you 100% can. What you have to do is pick a field that is near impossible to automate. And a very strange way to do this, I did for a few years, was to actually work in an automation position. If you work in a position where you're managing the automation, your job is not going to get automated because you are managing the automation. If you want to stay ahead of the curve and you want to be able to stay in computer science and you want to get paid really well, don't pick an oversaturated major. And also don't pick something that is on the horizon, visibly easy to either be oversaturated or easy to automate. A few examples of this would be network administrators, systems engineers, project engineers, senior engineers, any type of IT-based engineering role, or IT sales even is taking a big hit because there was this big push with IT sales. Try to pick ones that have a niche where you can't really automate these jobs, but they're needed.
I did everything right. I went to a great college, had great grades, had a great major. I even graduated with over $500,000 in sales. Pretty crazy for a college student, but that's not good enough to give me a job. I've been applying for jobs for 4 months full time, and thankfully I've had my bills covered because I worked, but I've been doing it full time and haven't gotten a single offer. But what's worse than these job rejections that I'm getting is my family's rejection. You know, nobody understands this problem other than the people who are dealing with it right now. And my parents just think I'm lazy every single day that I don't have a job. And my prayers and my thoughts go out to everybody that's dealing with this problem because I don't know if I can deal with it for another day. I'm about to throw my degree in the trash and just start a business because getting a job ain't shit.
Immortal Moore is out here breaking down the tech job market crisis, and it's not pretty. Recent computer science grads are struggling to find work, even in fields like senior programming and software development that were once gold mines. NVIDIA's CEO just said English will be the main programming language for AI in the future, making current coding skills obsolete. Bro, imagine spending years learning Python just to be told, actually, just speak English. It's like getting a degree in blockbuster management in 2024. Meanwhile, a Tavison employed is living the nightmare. Great college, great grades, $500,000 in sales experience, and still no job offers after 4 months of full-time applying. His family thinks he's lazy, but honestly, the job market's the lazy one here. At this point, he's ready to throw his degree in the trash and start a business. Can't blame him? When the job market's this broken, maybe entrepreneurship is the only way out.
I just finished a 2-week coding boot camp. Do you got a job for me? Oh wow, that's 2 weeks more than average. Here's a $400,000 offer. I have a bachelor's, master's, and PhD plus 4 years of experience, and I just want an entry-level role that pays $20,000 a year.
Brother, what's that?
We are cooked. We are absolutely cooked. A friend of mine interned at Microsoft last summer in Seattle, had a really good time, really good experience, but he didn't get a return offer at the end of the summer. They told him they were going to go recruit people to start full-time in fall 24. And he was like, okay, all right, whatever, sounds good. So fall 23 comes around and Microsoft opens their applications up for fall 24 new grad software engineers. Now, keep in mind, they opened applications for about 30 positions across the entire country. Guess how many applications they got in less than 24 hours for those 30 spots? Take a guess. Take your wildest guess, the highest number you can possibly think of. Go crazy. 100,000. I'm not bullshitting you. I am so dead ass. They got 100,000 applications for 30 positions in less than 24 hours. Actually insane, actually fucking mind-boggling. And the even crazier part in all of this is the fact that apparently it was too expensive to actually look at all the applications. So what they did is instead, they didn't look at a single one, threw out all the 100,000 applications they got, and hired back the interns from that previous summer full-time. And so my friend, who initially didn't get a return offer, ended up getting a return offer and is now working at Microsoft full-time in Seattle. It was literally so many applications in such little time that they couldn't afford to look at them and couldn't look at a single one and just trashed them all and didn't even consider them. I'll say it again, 100,000 applications in less than 24 hours. It's fucked. It's absolutely fucked. There's so many people applying for these few jobs at so many companies these days. Most online applications go into the void and you never hear back because of exactly reasons like this. It never gets looked at, or it's very hard to actually get your resume seen or whatever else. And most of the time it just goes into the fucking dark bottomless pit and you never hear from the company again. Or you get some rejection email like 6 months later and you're like, oh shit, I forgot I even applied here. That's why I said we're cooked. Things are not looking very good. My advice to you, network, meet people, referrals, connections. Find a way to make sure your resume actually gets seen by a person and actually gets properly evaluated. Because these days, like I said, very saturated. So many kids are majoring in data science or computer science or data engineering or whatever. And companies are downsizing, layoffs, cost cutting, whatever else. And the job market is just at an all-time low for people with very little experience, especially new grads and people who are, my age, 22, 23. Things are cooked. Things aren't looking great. I'll say it again, 100,000 applications in less than 24 hours. Not a single one was even looked at and literally just all thrown out. That's just how it is, unfortunately. So do what you got to do. Game is game. Anyways, I'll catch you guys around. Since Resume Reviews here to help you however I can. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you guys next time.
Sajad Kader is out here roasting the tech job market with a timeline comparison. In 2018, a 2-week coding bootcamp could land you a $400,000 job. Fast forward to 2024, and you've got PhDs begging for $20,000 entry-level roles. Bro, the job market's gone from here's a golden ticket to what's that in record time. It's like going from Silicon Valley to Silicon Slum overnight. Meanwhile, at Sid's Resume Reviews is dropping bombs about Microsoft's hiring chaos. 100,000 applications for 30 positions in less than 24 hours. They didn't even look at a single resume, just trashed them all and rehired their interns. It's like applying to a lottery where the tickets cost your sanity. His advice? Network like your life depends on it, because online applications are just digital black holes. At this rate, We're all just throwing resumes into the void and praying for a miracle.
I do think the tech job market is going to recover pretty soon, and here's how it's going to happen. 1, we let LLMs write a lot of code. 2, that's an explosion from the amount of code and shitty code that's created. 3, more engineers are needed. Don't believe me? Look at the jobs. Even Devin is hiring.
You know something's wrong with the job market when the most no-name company is coming out with an extensive interview process. I'm talking recruiter screening, hiring manager, technical, panel, case study, plus presentation, plus another leader talk. And they want to do all of this in 3 weeks? Like, are you kidding me?
Oz the Prime Asian is out here with some hopium for the tech job market. Let AI write a bunch of crappy code, and suddenly we'll need more engineers to clean up the mess. Bro, if that's the plan, we're basically counting on AI to be the world's worst intern. But hey, if even Devin is hiring, maybe there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Or maybe it's just a train. Meanwhile, at Squigatini is calling out these no-name companies with interview processes longer than a Marvel movie. Recruiter screening, technical panels, case studies, presentations, all in 3 weeks. Bro, I'm not applying to be the CEO of NASA. I just want to write code. At this rate, the interview process is going to need its own onboarding.
Please, 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 don't prove our.
It's crazy how fast CS went from being a flex and you just graduate and get a 100K job to now literally being called an unemployment graduation. And honestly, I don't know why we expected companies giving out 100K plus offers to people with 3-month programming courses was gonna last forever. CS is still a very respectable major to get and you can still make a lot of money in it, but you need to separate yourself from the competition. Companies literally have tens of thousands of applicants to choose from now for single job positions, and you need to separate yourself. Whether it's grinding that lead code out, whether it's going to conferences and networking, whether it's going out to companies and talking to them face to face, these are things you have to do to get a job nowadays because so many people are trying to get the same job as you.
This job market in 2024 is different than anything I've ever seen. Some big tech internships weren't posted. Recruiters are ghosting people. Everyone has a college degree now and has the basic qualifications, so they're looking for master's degrees and PhDs for the bare minimum. I hear it all the time. People with master's degrees can't find jobs. People with big tech company names on their resumes are getting auto-rejected left and right. I was on a local job board the other day and you could just see I went to the tech section and it just said layoff 10 days ago, layoff 20 days ago, layoff 3 months ago. But it's not just tech. City went through a huge layoff. Startups are doing layoffs because there's no VC funding. But the market's doing great for some reason, although it's really driven by like the top 5 companies. It's a really weird time to be job searching, but also employed. I'll be on apps like Blind or Fishbowl and you'll just see the sentiment. It's like the morale is super down. People are not passionate about their work. Companies are really pushing return to office. You know what's popping off though? Trades. All the TikTokers that are talking about going into trades on TikTok are doing really well. And people that are in trade jobs really seem to appreciate and like their jobs. I've always looked up and admired people that are in trades. So let me know if you'd be interested in me creating content around getting into different trades, maybe interviewing people that are welders or electricians and how they got into those trades. Or I could talk more about entrepreneurship, starting your own business, creating content, because I can create tons of resources like these and people can apply to hundreds, even thousands of internships or jobs and it's just not going to work out. Over 30,000 people across all the top tech companies have been laid off in the past few months. You're competing against those people. But if you're looking for a career community and resources, make sure to check out the link in the bio. See you soon.
Azam Ham is out here mourning the golden days of computer science when a fresh grad could land a $100,000 job with a 3-month boot camp certificate. Now, it's an unemployment graduation, and you've got to grind LEET code, network like your life depends on it, and maybe even show up to a company's office with a resume in hand. Bro, it's like applying to Harvard, but the prize is a job that pays less than your student loan interest. Meanwhile, at Adriantech is painting a grim picture of the 2024 job market. Recruiters ghosting, master's degrees being the new bare minimum, and layoffs popping up like bad TikTok trends. The only thing thriving? Trades. Electricians and welders are out here living their best lives while tech bros are crying into their overpriced lattes. Maybe it's time to trade in that Python course for a welding torch. Are you struggling in the CS job market? Let us know in the comments. Smash that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss our next deep dive into the issues that matter. Until then, keep coding. You've got this.